Where the hell is she? Dad's voice cracked like a whip across the marble floor. I stood by the staircase, stiff in a suit tailored for someone else. My sister. I glanced at the time again. 20 minutes past the ceremony. No one was saying it, but everyone knew. She's not coming, I whispered. Dad turned, red-faced, fists clenched. What did you say? She ran, Dad? Just accept it. She wouldn't, she promised. She also promised not to sleep with Marcus again. Remember? His glare could have burned through my skull. This is your fault. You encouraged her. I scoffed. Right? I made her fall in love with your business rival? Sure. He yanked his phone from his pocket, fingers trembling as he dialed. She's just panicking. I can fix this. Your billion-dollar debt won't fix itself, I muttered. What did you say? His voice was low now, dangerous. I shrugged. They're not here for her, Dad. They're here for the deal. Shut your mouth. I did, because he was right. Words wouldn't change anything. Then the doors creaked open. A tall figure stepped in, unbothered by the chaos. Liam Ainsworth, groom-to-be or not. His eyes scanned the empty aisle, the untouched altar. The silence screamed, "Where is she?" His voice was calm. To calm. Dad rushed toward him, fake smiling. She's ... delayed. But we can reschedule. She's not coming, I said. Liam looked at me, straight into me. And you are, Ethan, her brother. He tilted his head, the invisible one. I prefer quiet, I muttered. Huh? His eyes didn't leave mine. What's your father planning now? It's probably to fake her death and hope you still sign the merger. Dad grabbed my arm. Shut up. But Liam laughed. I like him. Dad tried again. We can know. Liam raised a hand. I didn't come for a clown show. I'll fix it just. Give me him, Liam said suddenly. The room fell dead silent. Dad blinked. What? Liam pointed at me. Your son. I'll marry him instead. What the hell are you talking about? I choked. You said the deal's still important. Liam said to Dad. You owe me. Offered a bride. She fled. Give me another. Not some trade token, I snapped. Liam turned to me. Aren't you? I opened my mouth, then closed it. Because what was I? Dad stared at me like I was made of gold now. He'll do it. What? He's my son, Blake Blood. S'will work. I'm not Lila, I yelled. No, Liam said. You're better. Less ... fake. I'm not marrying you. You'd rather watch your father go to jail? Liam asked. Too casually, my stomach twisted. You're bluffing. Liam stepped forward. He owes over $1 billion, Ethan, and I own most of it. If he defaults, his assets are mine. The house, the company, his freedom. You can't. I can, Liam interrupted. But I'm offering a choice. To what? Be your ... what? Puppet husband? Let's call it a partnership. Temporary. Why me? I demanded, because you looked me in the eye and didn't flinch. That's not a reason, it is to me. Dad grabbed my shoulder. Just say yes, Ethan. For the family, I shook him off. You sold Lila's heart. Now mine. Son, think I'm not your damn product? Liam looked at me again, a little amused. You're interesting. I'm not for sale. Everything has a price, he said softly. What's yours? I want out. He smirked. And I want answers. Guess we're both disappointed. My chest felt tight. I didn't want this. But his words kept echoing. Dad's fall, my fall. Or this fake marriage. What happens if I say yes? I asked finally. You move into my house. We make it look real. I protect your father. You play the role, and if I say no, he stepped closer. I break him. I looked at Dad, at his panicked face. At everything he'd done to us. I hate you, I told him. I don't care. He hissed. You're my son. You'll do this. Liam waited. I exhaled. Fine. Liam smiled. Smart. I'm not doing this for you. Of course not. He reached out his hand. I didn't take it. You'll have your rules, he said. And I'll have mine. Yeah. Rule 1, don't talk to me unless necessary. He chuckled. I already like you more than Lila. I already hate you more than Marcus. He just smiled. This is going to be fun. For him, maybe. For me. It was the beginning of a golden cage, and I had just locked myself inside. You're joking, right? No, Liam walked ahead of me, hands in his pockets like we were on a casual tour. This is your new home. I stared up at the chandelier dripping crystals like it bled money. It feels like a museum. Good, don't touch anything. Why am I even here? Shouldn't I be in a hotel or cage or something more honest? He stopped and turned. You're not a prisoner, Ethan. Could have fooled me. My room got locked from the outside. Security measure, he said smoothly. You did sign a contract. No, my father signed my life away. I just nodded to save him. Details. He pushed open a grand double door. Your room. It was bigger than my entire apartment back home. Cold marble floors, a bed I'd drown in. No warmth, no life. This isn't a room, I muttered. It's a coffin with better lighting. I can redecorate, he said, stepping beside. Me, do you prefer pastels? I preferred choices. You had one. You chose this? No, you did. He chuckled. Still feisty. I like that. I spun to face him. Why me, Liam? He looked at me, eyes unreadable. Because you were there? That's not an answer. Then maybe I like puzzles. I'm not a game. He tilted his head. Aren't you? Everyone play something? Clenched. My fists. What do you want from me? He didn't reply, just smiled and walked away. Later, a quiet knock on my door, sir. A soft voice. Female, dinner will be served in the East Hall. I opened it to find a woman with tired eyes and gentle hands. You're not another trap, are you? She gave a slight smile. Callous. Housekeeper. I set tables, not traps. Nice to meet someone sane. She nodded once. You'll get used to it here. Or you won't. That's comforting. Mr. Ainsworth dislikes lateness, she added before turning away. Of course he does. Do you always eat like a king alone? I asked, stepping into the dining room. Liam glanced up from his glass. Depends who's sitting with me. I dropped into the seat across from him. Let's skip the food. My role in this, what, marriage? Smile when needed. Wear what Gregory tells you. Speak when spoken to. Sounds like prison again. He reached for the wine. Prisoners don't get Dom Perignon. Do they get choices? He poured. You're obsessed with choices. Because you took mine away. He sipped. You're still here to keep my father out of jail. So it's transactional. Everything with you is, isn't it? He leaned back. What's your price, Ethan? I blinked. What? If I offered you $2 billion to stay, would you? My heart stopped. You're serious? Always. Why? 'Cause everything has a price. Even pride. I stared at him. You think you can buy me? No. He said I already did. I'm just curious what I overpaid. Do you think this is funny? I think you're interesting. And angry. And smart. And expensive. I'm not for sale. He smirked. Everyone says that until the number's right. I stood. I'm done. Sit. I froze. Sit, he said again. You walk out now. You walk into chaos. The media, the lawyers, the contracts. You sit, eat your food, and think. Reluctantly, I sat. He leaned forward. I don't want your love, Ethan. Just your presence. Like a pet. No, like a shield. I narrowed my eyes. From what? Questions, rumors, enemies. And in return, you get protection, power, safety. I want freedom, then earn it. I clenched my jaw. How? Stay 6 months. Play the part. Then we'll talk. Do you really think I'll last that long? He smiled. You've lasted longer than most. The next morning, I found a tailored suit on my bed. Beside it, a note, breakfast in the south wing, where this G. Who the hell is G? I muttered. A knock answered me. I'm Gregory, said the man with a clipboard and steel gray tie. I manage Liam's schedule and now yours. Do I get my own opinion too? No. He checked his watch. You're already 5 minutes late. I didn't agree to a military camp. You agreed to marriage. This is gentler. I sighed. Does everyone here live in his shadow? Gregory looked up. No. Some of us just survive it better. That night, I sat alone in the garden, finally free of eyes, till Liam appeared, quiet as wind. You're not in your room, he said. Didn't realize you monitored bedtime, too. He sat beside me. Why so angry? Why so calm? He shrugged. Because I chose this life? You didn't. Exactly. You own everything here. I own nothing. You own discomfort. That's rare here. I'm not here to amuse you. No, he said. You're here to challenge me. I looked at him. Why me? Because, he said softly, you look at me like I'm human, and that matters. His voice dropped. More than you know. For once, I didn't have a comeback. Just silence. Questions I didn't know how to ask. And a price I wasn't sure I'd stop them from paying. Ethan, don't touch those, Alice warned softly as I reached for a box near the hallway closet. Why are the ghosts in there? Worse. Memories. I pulled it open anyway. Flower samples. A champagne-stained place card with Lila. In cursive. Half-crushed white heels. This house still thinks she's coming back. Alice sighed. Some things are hard to erase. Not for Liam. She didn't answer. I shut the box. He acts like she didn't exist. He doesn't act. He buries. Later that night, I wandered the east wing. Curiosity? Boredom? Or something else I don't know. A door was slightly cracked. Her old room. It smelled like faded perfume and dust. Lila, I whispered to no one. The vanity was still cluttered. Lipstick, earrings, a photograph of her smiling at. I opened a drawer and found it. A leather-bound journal, tucked beneath silk scarves. I shouldn't have, but I did. April 6th, Liam scares me. Not because he yells, but because he never does. April 18th, Marcus says I should run. But if I do, Dad loses everything. April 25th, Ethan would hate this life. He's too honest, too soft. Liam would break him. I slammed it shut. Someone knocked. I jumped. Gregory's voice came through the door. You're not supposed to be in there. Shh, was my sister. She was also his fiancée. I opened the door. Did you know she was planning to leave? I knew she was scared, and you said nothing. Would it have mattered? She left because of him. Gregory crossed his arms. She left because of Marcus. What does that mean? Read more. May 2. Marcus says he'll protect me, but only if I bring him Liam's ledger. May 5th, Liam caught me in his office. He didn't yell. It just said, be careful, Lila. You're running out of rope. May 9th, I kissed Marcus today. I wanted it to feel like safety. It didn't. I sat. On the floor, my hands trembled. Alice entered quietly. You shouldn't torture yourself. She didn't love Marcus. She just feared Liam. Maybe both. She said he'd break me. Alice nodded. He breaks things quietly, like wind through a window. You don't see the crack until you're already bleeding. At dinner, I tossed the journal onto the table. Liam looked at it. Interesting choice of reading. She was? Terrified of you? He sipped his wine. Many people are. She was spying on you. I know. You knew. And said nothing. He set the glass down. She wasn't good at secrets. She ran because of you. She ran because she got caught. Caught doing what? Loving someone else. Lying. Is that worse than trapping her in a deal? He leaned forward. She wanted out. But not just from me, from everything. Even your father. She tried to give your ledger to Marcus. I know. You knew and still wanted to marry her. I wanted the deal. You still want it? I have it. Through you, I stood. You're twisted. No, Ethan. I'm honest. She ran. You stayed. Back in my room, I couldn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling, replaying her words. Ethan would hate this life. She was right. I hated the lies, the silence. The weight of her shadow on my shoulders, but I wasn't running. Not yet. You knew she was going to run, didn't you? Liam didn't flinch. He just adjusted his cufflink and looked at me like I was asking what time it was. I hoped she would, he said, double quotes you, top. Hoped she was dishonest. I don't like dishonest people. You still tried to marry her, he said calmly. I tried to own the narrative. There's a difference. I crossed my arms, so it was about control. It always is. You're unbelievable. She played a game, he said, standing. I just changed the rules. You mean you trapped me instead? He smiled. Slightly. That same smirk I was starting to hate. You're not a trap, Ethan. You're a solution. To what? A broken deal. To a bigger problem. What problem? I snapped. He didn't answer. Instead, he walked to the window and stared out. You ever wonder why I accepted your father's offer so quickly? I assumed you liked humiliating, desperate people. That's part of it, he admitted, glancing back. But no, I knew who you were, I frowned. We'd never met. I read, I listened. You're quiet, but not invisible. That's creepy. He turned. That's business. Is this what you do? Study people, then trap them where they can't breathe. He said, I study people, then give them choices they didn't know they had. This isn't a choice, Liam. It was. You made it. To protect my father. Still a choice? I stared at him. You keep acting like this is a game. It's survival. Same thing. I stepped closer. You used Lila. She used me first. For what? Leverage, freedom, Marcus. I paused. This is revenge, isn't it? He didn't move. Is that what I am? Revenge on her? His jaw tightened. No. Then what? He looked at me. Something shifted in his face. Like the mask slipped, just for a second. You're not her, he said. That's why. That's not an answer. It's the only one I've got. Later, that night, I found him in the study. He was sketching something on a notepad. Floor plans. What are you drawing? He looked up expansion plans. You like architecture? I like lines, symmetry, control. He smirked. Sounds familiar? I sat across from him. Why me? You keep asking that. It's because you keep avoiding it. Let's close the notepad. What did you want to be before all this? What? Before this deal, this mess, what did you dream about? Getting out? That's not a dream. That's survival. I paused. Fine. I wanted to design stage sets, theater, drama, places that looked like magic. He nodded slowly. Makes sense why? You hide well. Do you want to be seen? My throat tightened. And you? What? What did you want to be? Unstoppable. That's not an answer. He smirked. It's the only one I've got. I laughed. Couldn't help it. You copy lines often, only when they're good. We sat in silence for a while. Then he asked, if I let you go, where would you go? I blinked. What? Say the deal's void. No contract, no father, no obligation. Where would you run? I wouldn't run. Liar, fine. Maybe. I'd go to Prague or Iceland. Somewhere no one says my name with a price tag. He leaned forward. Take me with you. I raised a brow. What? I'd like to disappear too. Sometimes. Funny, you built an empire just to be trapped in it. Exactly. I stared at him. He looked tired, not powerful, not dangerous, just a man behind a curtain. You really hate her, don't you? I asked softly. No, he said after a long pause. I miss who I thought she was and me. He looked at me, something unreadable in his eyes. You scare me. I laughed. I scare you because you don't want anything from me. That's new. I stood up. I want freedom. That's not something I give easily. You already gave me something else. What? I turned at the door, a reason to stop running. And the way he looked at me then terrified me more than anything else. Tell him I'm not interested, I snapped. Pacing the hall. Gregory stood calm. He insists. Said it's urgent. Of course it is. I stormed into the lounge. Dad was already seated, legs crossed, like he belonged there. Ethan, he said, standing like we were friends. You look. Don't. Just wanted to see how you were settling. You don't care. He paused. That's not true. If you traded me like currency, you care about the debt. He exhaled. I need your help. There it is. Liam entered, glass in hand. Whiskey, Mr. Blake. Dad hesitated, then took it. Thank you. Liam poured himself one. So, what brings the bankrupt king to my home? I'm still trying to fix things, Dad said. But the investors, Liam interrupted, have no faith in a man who trades his children. Not fair, no. Liam sipped his drink. You sold your son. About a man. The room fell silent. My throat tightened. Dad shifted in his seat. I just need a small extension, Dad said quietly. A month. Liam glanced at me. What? Do you think, Ethan? I clenched my jaw. I think he's still using me. Not, Dad started. You need me to beg him for more time? Is that it? I wouldn't ask if I had another option. You always have options. You just pick the ones that hurt us. He looked down. I didn't know what else to do. You never do. Liam leaned back. Ethan's no longer your problem or your asset. I'm his father. You're a debt. Dad stood. I didn't come to be insulted. But you're still here, I said coldly. He turned to me. Please, son. I looked at Liam. Give him nothing. Liam nodded once. Then we're done. Dad opened his mouth, then closed it. I raised you. You used me. He left without another word. Later, I sat on the edge of the sink, fists trembling. I stared at myself in the mirror. My face looked calm, but I wasn't. I slammed my fist forward. Glass shattered. Blood ran. I didn't flinch. Footsteps. Liam's voice. Ethan. I didn't respond. He opened the door. What the hell? Leave me alone. You're bleeding. No kidding. He grabbed a towel, knelt beside me, wrapped my hand. No scolding. No lecture. Just silence. You okay? He asked softly. No. He paused. Want to talk? I shook my head. We sat in silence again. You didn't have to protect me, I muttered. I wasn't. Liar. He didn't argue back in my room. He followed me in. You're not weak, he said quietly. I feel like glass. You're steel. Steel breaks too. He looked at me. Then bend? I scoffed. That easy? No, he said. But I'm still here. I met his eyes. Why? He shrugged. Because someone needs to be. I didn't say anything. I just let him stay. Where's Liam? I asked Gregory, leaning against the hall mirror. Out business trip. Back tomorrow. I nodded slowly. Anyone else home? Alice, staff, and the security code. Still the same? Why? Just curious. Narrowed his eyes. Don't get smart too late. I waited until midnight. The east corridor always stayed dark. One door different from the rest remained locked. I'd tried it before tonight. I brought a hairpin. Took me 20 seconds. Click, inside. Dim lights flickered, shelves, cabinets, no windows. It looked like a vault. I scanned the room. Labeled files, color-coded. Neat. Clinical. I grabbed one marked Lila Blake. School transcripts, travel logs, recordings. Blake. I opened it. Blood drained from my face. Photos of me at age 12. Drawings I'd thrown away. Emails, my high school counselor's notes. Therapy sessions I never knew were recorded. What the hell? Notes in the margins. Resistant but emotionally intelligent. Artistic tendencies. Loyal to a fault. My heart pounded. He'd been watching me long before the wedding. "You're not supposed to be in here," Alice's voice said from the doorway. I jumped. "How long have you known?" "Since he bought the first file." "This is insane. He collects leverage on everyone." "Why me?" "I don't know. You do." She hesitated. "He asked about you before Lila ever ran." "What?" "He said you were different." "Different how?" She didn't answer. Back in my room, I tossed the file on the bed. He planned this. I wasn't plan B, I was the plan all along. I stared at the ceiling and whispered, "Why me, Liam?" And for the first time, I didn't want an answer. I needed it. "Stand still," Gregory snapped, adjusting my collar. "You're wrinkling it? Feels like armor," I muttered. Double quotes good. "You'll need it." "Why am I even going?" "'Cause your presence keeps Liam's enemies guessing." I looked in the mirror, didn't recognize myself. The ballroom gleamed like sign, crystal chandeliers, strings playing something expensive. I stepped out of the car. Liam was already waiting. He turned, smirked. "Try not to look like you want to bolt." Hard when every part of this feels like a trap. He offered his arm. "It is. Smile anyway." I didn't take his arm, but I followed. Inside, I stuck close. Too many faces, too many eyes. Liam spoke to everyone like he owned the air. Gregory handed me a flute of champagne. Sip, nod, don't speak unless addressed. Helpful, don't thank me. I turned to Liam. "Are you enjoying yourself? Ask me after my speech." "What's it about?" "Pain." "Lovely." Someone stepped in front of me. Sharp jaw, confident smirk, eyes too familiar. "Marcus Hale," he said, extending a hand. I froze. "You Lila's friend?" "Yes." Kay leaned in. "And you must be the new pawn." "I'm not. We all are." Liam's bored, Liam's rules. "You knew her well. Well enough to know she was scared. She trusted you. Trusted me enough to run. It's too bad you stayed." I stepped back. "What do you want? See if you're smarter than she was?" And I smiled, undecided. Liam appeared beside me. "Marcus, still slithering around. Just admiring your latest acquisition." "I don't collect people." Marcus glanced at me. Could have fooled me. Liam's hand touched my lower back. "Careful what you say." Marcus raised his glass. "Two dangerous games. Two honest endings," Liam replied coldly. They stared like predators. I exhaled. "I'm going to need more champagne." Later, Liam led me to the head table. I sat beside him, suit stiff. "Skin tighter? You okay?" He asked quietly. "I met Marcus. I noticed he thinks I'm your pawn. And what do you think?" "I think you like using people who think they're untouchable." He chuckled. "So you do understand. Me, barely better than most." The lights dimmed. A waiter tapped Liam's shoulder. It was time. He stood. The room silenced. "Thank you for being here," he began, voice calm, controlled. "Tonight isn't just about giving needs, about remembering. Remembering what betrayal feels like, and what power can do with that pain." I stiffened. He scanned the crowd. "I've made mistakes, trusted the wrong people, lost more than I cared to admit." His eyes flicked toward Marcus. "But rebuilding isn't about regret. It's about choosing better. Choosing strength, choosing truth." My pulse raced. His tones softened. "And sometimes it's about letting go of the past and holding on to what's real." His hand found mine under the table. Not firm, not forceful, just there. I didn't pull away after. As people clapped, he leaned close. "Was that too dramatic?" I whispered. "You like making people squirm?" He smiled. "Especially when they deserve it." Was that speech for Marcus? It was for me. "You're always performing." And yet, he said, "You're still watching." I looked at his hand still brushing mine. Public claim, private comfort. I didn't know, but for the first time, I didn't move. "Not yet." "You're avoiding me," Liam said. "I'm pacing in the courtyard." At midnight. Maybe I like moonlight and unresolved trauma. It chuckled. You've been edgy. Since the dinner, I don't like crowds. You don't like Marcus, neither do you. He leaned against the stone wall. He rattled you. No, you rattled me. A pause. He asked, how? That speech, that touch, that look. He was quiet. You didn't need to make it personal, I added. I wasn't performing. Then what was it? He stepped closer. Was me telling the truth. You don't do truth. I do, when I'm tired of pretending. I looked at him, the way his eyes reflected too much of what I was afraid to name. I'm not Lila, I whispered. I know I'm not here to be saved. Who said I'm saving anyone? My breath caught. Then stop making me feel like I matter. You do? I turned away. Don't, Ethan. No. I faced him again. You took everything. My life, my choice, my air. You turned me into your ornament. You agreed to survive. And now? I don't know. The silence between us thickened. His voice dropped. Then tell me what you do know. I stepped forward. My chest ached. I know I hate you. I can live with that. I hate how you look at me. Then look away. I hate how you make me feel like I stopped. Say it? No. Say. You make me feel seen. His breath hitched. And I hate that I need it, I whispered. He didn't speak. I grabbed his collar. He didn't stop me. I kissed him. Or maybe he kissed me. It was anger. It was heat. It was punishment and surrender all at once. He pulled back first, eyes locked on mine, breathing unsteady. Neither of us moved. He didn't speak. The silence screamed. I took a step back. This wasn't part of the deal. No, he said finally. It wasn't. Then what was that? I don't know. Liar. He looked away. You should go. You're running. I'm protecting us. There is no us. He nodded. Good. Keep it that way. I laughed. Bitterly too late. I walked off, and I hated him for letting me, but I hated myself more. For wanting him to stop me, double quotes Liam. You need to see this, Gregory said, shoving a tablet in his hands. Liam skimmed it. His jaw tightened. Marcus, what happened now? I asked. He leaked internal documents. Selective edits. Enough. To stir panic, I took the tablet. Headlines screamed. Ainsworth Empire rigged bidding. Exploited nonprofits. Used marriage for image boost. You're trending, I muttered. Double quotes, not the good kind. People think you used me. I did, he said without hesitation. I blinked. No denial. Would it change anything? I thought you said I mattered. You do. And that's exactly why this hurts. I tossed the tablet back. The stocks down 8% so far. What are you going to do? Nothing. You're letting it burn. I'm letting people see what they want to see, which is what? A villain. They already believe it. I just stopped pretending. That's not a strategy, Liam. He looked at me. Then what do you suggest? I speak. He narrowed. His eyes, you want to defend me? No. I want to use it. How? Public loyalty, private leverage. He folded his arms. What do you want in return? Control of what? My life, my image, my future. He studied me. You'd stay by my side. As long as you hold the leash, you need a loyal husband. I need a stage. He exhaled slowly. Clever. I learned from the best. He walked to the window. You could destroy. Me, I didn't answer. You could leak the rest. Give Marcus the real files. I could. You could walk away. Also true. He turned around. So why haven't you? 'Cause I haven't decided if I want you ruined or rebuilt. I stepped closer. And if I said I deserve both, I'd agree. He looked at me stripped bare. No walls, no smirk. Then do what you have to, Ethan. Just don't leave me. I swallowed hard. Why not? Because I've never had someone stay after knowing everything. I held his gaze. Then maybe I'll be the first. He nodded. Or the last. I didn't move. Either way, I choose. And for the first time, he didn't argue. "You might want to sit down," Gregory said, handing me his phone. Why did another scandal break? Worse. I glanced at the screen. My father's face stared back at me, pale and cornered. Breaking Richard Blake under investigation. For fraud, embezzlement, and offshore laundering. My chest tightened. "Is this real?" "Yes," Liam said, walking in. "It's going down." I looked up. "You knew." He nodded. "I've had the files for months, and you didn't. Tell me. You weren't ready? I'm ready now." He handed me a sealed folder. "This is everything. Wire transfers, ghost accounts, shell companies. Why give this to me? 'Cause he sold you, Ethan. You deserve to sell him back." I met the reporter at a cafe. No disguises. No games. She flipped through the folder with wide eyes. "Is solid, why now?" "Because it's time. You want him arrested? Want the world to see him for what he is, for what he did." The next morning, the world saw. "Mr. Blake," a reporter shouted, "did you use your children to shield your crimes?" Ethan was complicit, Dad snapped. "He's lying." I stepped forward. "You sold me to cover your debt. You benefited. You used me. You're just bitter. I have proof." The crowd quieted. I kept quiet for too long, but not today. "You don't get to hide behind my silence anymore." Officers pushed through. My father's eyes widened. "You do this to your own blood. You already did it to me." They cuffed him. "This isn't over, Ethan," he shouted. I looked him in the eye. "No, it's finally over." Back at the estate, I stared at the news on screen. Liam poured 2 drinks. "You okay?" I nodded slowly. "It doesn't feel good. It's not supposed to, but it feels final." He handed me a glass. "You did what had to be done." "I didn't win." "No, but you're free." I exhaled. He used my name to hide. Now I used it to end him. Liam clinked his glass to mine. Justice, closure. We drank in silence, and for the first time. I didn't feel like someone's property. I felt like someone's beginning. "She's here," Gregory's voice. Hit me like ice. I turned slowly, Lila. He nodded. "She's waiting in the foyer." I blinked. Alone. For now. I walked toward the grand staircase. And there she was. Lila Blake. Perfectly dressed. Perfectly broken. "Ethan." She breathed. "Did you get lost on your way to Marcus?" Her face tightened. "That wasn't fair." "No, Lila, you weren't fair. I had no choice. You always had a choice. You just chose to run." She stepped closer. "I came to fix it." "Fix what? Dad's deal? Your guilt?" She looked around. "Where's Liam?" "Why? 'Cause he's mine." I laughed. "Excuse me?" "We were engaged. You vanished. He still loved me." "No," I said. "He loved who he thought you were. And who are you to say that?" I turned as Liam walked in. "There he is," Lila whispered. Liam's expression was unreadable. "Lila, I'm sorry," she said quickly. "I was scared. I didn't know what Marcus would do. I thought if I ran, I could protect everyone." He didn't speak. She grabbed his hand. "I want to come back." "To us?" He looked down at her touch, then up at me. "Should I go with her?" He asked me softly. I blinked. "You're asking me? You're my husband. She's your ex-fiancé. I know who she is." I stared at Lila. Blonde, beautiful, begging. For the first time, I didn't see power in her. I saw fear, regret, desperation. "You want him back because you lost control," I said. "That's not true. You didn't come for love. You came because Liam's name still means something. I love him. Do you?" I looked at Liam. "Do you believe that?" He didn't answer, Lila. I said quietly. "You left because you couldn't. Face this world. You don't get to come back and rewrite it." "You're jealous." "No," I said. "I'm finally not." She looked between us. "You think he'll choose you over me?" "He already did," I said. "But now I'm choosing too." Liam tensed. "What do you mean?" I stepped forward. "No more games. No more contracts. No more being someone's pawn." Ethan, I want something real, Liam. If you're going to stay with me, it's on my terms, Lila scoffed. This is pathetic. No, I said, eyes on Liam. This is honest. He nodded slowly. And your terms. I want love, not ownership. He exhaled. Then I stay. Lila gasped. You can't be serious. I am, he said. She shook her head. You'll regret this. No, I said. He won't. She turned to leave, heels echoing like an ending. I watched her disappear. Liam whispered, You okay? I think so. You chose me. No, I said, smiling faintly. I chose me, and for the first time, that was enough.